of energy today. It's a hectic day in the studio. By the way, welcome to Callaway's Corner. Episode 4. I haven't explained prior. I just realized, by the way, my name is Callaway because Freddie gave that name to me. Freddie is the man who runs the show here at the Brooklyn Cafe. He gave me that name because I was wearing a Callaway golf shirt the first day I came in. First he called me Shorty because he thought it was like funny because I'm 6'2" and you're short. But I like Callaway better. But anyways, back to my energy. It's a hectic day in the studio. Like I said before, it's tense in here. I can feel it. There's been a lot of moving around, and I've been being told to do this and getting told to do that. And honestly, yeah, a lot of ordering around. And honestly, most people would be like, nah, I'm out of here. I don't like that. They're being mean to me today. They're making me do stuff. But I like that. You know why I like that? It shows initiative. Like, I have a show here because of them, because of Dawn and Freddie. And to be honest, yeah, I can't be coming in here like I have been, coming in hour before the show with my Dunkin' Donuts. So because of today, they really cracked down today. They're like, hey, you got to get your stuff together. And I like that. So now it's giving me initiative. It's going to make me learn from my mistakes. It's gotten serious around here, all right? It's real now. But back to the show. I'm going to start the show with a shout out to all the brave individuals who sacrificed their lives for our freedom. Memorial Day was yesterday, but we were not in the studio yesterday, and so I will be honoring those individuals today. Thank you for your service. Next. I know you don't want to hear about it. Neither do I. But it's the trending topic. I got to give a little coronavirus update. I'm going to give my little update on what coronavirus has been doing to me. This past weekend, it was good. As you know, the beaches opened up last week. So I did visit the beach this weekend. I went surfing with my brother. I also went and saw a friend I haven't seen in a while. Shout out Brandon Gonzalez. Took me fishing. Caught a few fish, it was nice. So I've been doing stuff like that, but I'm a little troubled. I'm a little confused, to be honest, to be real with you. Because I don't know, what's okay to do yet, I see people posting Snapchats and, Instagram stories, and they're at Atlantic Avenue, or they're having, 8-person dinners and doing all this stuff, and I'm thinking, I get that it's dying down, and I get that stuff's opening back up, but I don't think we're there just yet, I think we got to remain cautious, keep it to, a few friends. It's not like a month ago where we were all trapped in our houses and couldn't go anywhere, but now we're getting a few liberties, and we should exercise those liberties. We should, go to the beach with a friend or by yourself. We got a little more freedom now. You can use it, but that does not mean that we are ready to get back in the club just yet. I think that's a long ways off for the club. Anyways, I'm going to have to cut to commercial here. We got a busy show today. We have a very special guest in the studio. Very special guest. My first guest ever, actually, to be exact. But when we come back, we're going to pick his brain. Cut to commercials. are back. As I said before, very special guest in the studio today. It is a friend of mine. His name is Sam Wagman. I know him from a mutual friend from high school. We met about, I guess that makes it like 6-7 years ago when I was in high school. We have been friends since, and I've brought him in as my first guest. It is an honor to have him here. Please welcome to the studio, Sam Wagman.
Very happy to be here, Kyle. Thank you for inviting me on. Very happy to be your first guest today.
Yeah. So, let's get down to it. Give us a little introduction about who you are.
Well, like I said, my name's Sam Wagman. I'm 25 years old, originally from Philadelphia, and now I live down here in Delray. And I'm just an avid sports guy, same kind of interests as you, and just hanging out there.
Yeah. Avid sports guy. So sports aside, we're going to talk about sports later, by the way. We got a lot of sports to talk about. But sports aside, give us a little bit of an idea of what you do for a living.
Well, by day, I am a manufacturer's rep, basically a sales rep for the company Champion, meaning I go into retail stores like your Neighborhood Champs, Foot Locker, and I sell them Champion. Like the shirt that Kyle has on is one of my favorite pieces.
Why I wore it
today. Or the shirt that I have on, just a basic Champion t-shirt. We just go in, we supply these retail stores with the goods of Champion that they have and all over the country. And I've been doing that for about 5 years now.
Yep. And just back on the topic of coronavirus, how has this whole virus kind of affected how you do business?
Well, I got to tell you, it's really been difficult. It's been a struggle for the last couple of months as we try to shape our business now that most stores were closed. You couldn't go in them. So the retailers didn't have any business. And most of my business does depend on that, brick and mortar guy, like our neighborhood store in the Boynton Mall, the cream store. But most of my business does reflect around those smaller doors. So the challenge was to get those guys to figure out, how am I going to do business when I can't even have customers in my store? And for the bigger guys, that, but on a little bit of a bigger level where they still have some online business, but it's much more prevalent online. So it's just been more of a struggle. But things are starting to get a little bit back to normal now. Things hopefully will go back to some semblance of what they were before.
And I do understand at some point in the midst of this pandemic, because there were scares. Sam was telling me that he was scared he's going to come out of this, not have any work, be out of a job. So I believe there was a side hustle at some point with some mask selling.
Yeah, one of my friends in the industry did try and set me up where I could sell some masks. And I did that for a couple of weeks. I managed to swing a couple masks to one of the local hospitals near me. It is a struggle because everyone's doing that. I still have friends that are doing it even now. Kind of after the first wave is kind of past everyone, but it was just everyone racing towards who can get masks the quickest, who can get the most, and where can they supply them to? Because there really was a lot of business to be done with that because masks were needed everywhere.
Right. So, also during the pandemic, so there was the mask thing. Another thing me and my friends started doing, including Sam, was we started biking and running too. But some of my friends can't run, they can't run. They can't handle it. I shouldn't say that, but I don't know. I like running more than biking, personally, but some people start biking, including Sam, and start doing some big bike routes and whatnot. Also, mostly because we were bored, and also because of boredom, I believe, Sam, you did a draft write-up during the NFL draft. Can you tell us a little about that?
I did. Like I said before, I'm a very avid sports fan. I've been a fan of the NFL almost my whole life. I'm from Philadelphia, like I said, so I'm a diehard Eagles fan. I did a little bit of a draft write-up because, earlier, before I got into this business, I did want to be a sports broadcaster. The dream job was ESPN at one point. So, you know, I wanted to kind of try and get into the sports journalism business a little bit. So I did a little write-up, submitted it to a bunch of sites, got some good responses back, got some not so good responses back. You know, for a first-time, journalist, I was pretty pleased with the results. Got some good feedback.
We got some live action photography going on in the studio right now.
Shout out.
All right, that's cool. About that, by the way, I understand you did the draft write-up. You said you're an Eagles fan. Tell us a little bit about how you think the Eagles did during this draft.
I think the Eagles did pretty good. They needed wide receivers. They needed speed most of all. Anybody who is an NFL fan will tell you that the Eagles had a terrible wide receiver core last year.
Yes.
This year it should be much better. Guys are healthy. We got some new speed guys like the guy we drafted with our first round selection, Jalen Reagor.
And on that subject, I understand that you did want CeeDee Lamb.
I did, and I don't like any team less than the Dallas Cowboys, so I can say with absolute certainty that is the worst team he could have gone to, and of course he did.
And I'm sure you've heard the Skip Bayless thing about Jalen Reagor as well.
I did. I saw that yesterday, and I'd like to say that whatever Skip Bayless says always turns out to be the opposite. So
that is true.
Hopefully, that'll continue to hold true this year.
Hopefully. So, do you have like a favorite pick out of the draft? Something?
I did. I loved the Reagor pick, but my favorite pick really had to be the pick in the 4th round. We got the safety to replace Malcolm Jenkins, who we let go this year. Yep. He was a starting safety for Clemson. Kayvon Wallace, real swagger guy, real stud. One of the best tacklers I've ever seen coming out of college.
How about a least favorite pick?
Got to be the Jalen Hurts pick.
Just a little backstory on this. When this pick came out, I kid you not, this man was raging. We were in a little voice chat, Discord chat. And this man was losing his mind. I've never seen someone so angry about a draft pick. But give us a little insight into why it bothered you so much.
I may have started crying, actually.
This is true.
The reason it bothered me is because you just invested a whole bunch of money into Carson Wentz. Everyone's favorite injury-prone, least durable quarterback in the NFL, but I feel like it just doesn't make sense to waste a luxury pick that high when you had needs all over the field.
That's true. Do you think they're going to be coaching him to replace Wentz, or do you think maybe there's trade value there? Or?
You know what? I think it's too early to say. I think that with the coronavirus issue and the pandemic and the fact that it always takes younger players a bit to get up to speed, I think there's going to be a very steep learning curve with him. So I don't even think we're going to really see him that much this season. I think his value, if it all will come, next season after, when he has some time to learn the playbook and
all right. And just to cap off this whole Eagles discussion, we got to hear your predictions for the season.
I like the Eagles to go 11-5 this year, win the division again. First time since 03-04 that
Cowboys
happened.
fans? They're winning the division.
Yes. But I think the Eagles will still be a really good team. They're still best overall team. Carson Wentz, top 5 quarterback in the league, if he stays healthy, if the receivers stay healthy.
All right, I'm going to name 5 quarterbacks right now. You tell me if Carson's better. Brady.
Right now, yes.
He's better than Brady?
No. Right now, Brady is better than Wentz.
Rodgers.
Yes.
Breeze.
Yes.
Lamar.
Ooh. Fantasy-wise, Lamar is a beast, but you can't expect him to run that much.
Deshaun? Carson, you rather have Carson?
I'd rather have Carson.
All right.
And then Mahomes and Wilson.
Oh, Mahomes, yeah. And Wilson.
Yeah.
So you think he barely sneaks in the top 5, maybe?
I think he's like top 7. I think that's a better.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I did see that on Twitter the other day. You had like a whole top 5. It was like Ertz is a top 5 tight end, and Wentz is the top 5.
I saw that too.
I saw it because you saw it. Thank you. Retweeted it. But, yeah, I looked at that Wentz thing, and I was like, I don't know if he's a top 5 quarterback, but top 7 could be fair.
He's close. He's close.
Anyways, on the topic of sports, there is one more thing we got to cover here before we finish. And being avid golfers that we are, I think we golfed like last weekend or
We did.
2 weekends ago.
We did.
But yes, we do golf all the time. That's also, part of my nickname, Callaway, because I did wear the golf shirt the first day. But being avid golfers, there was something that happened this past weekend. You may have heard about it. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson. The match played at none other than the Medalist Club, which is an exclusive golf club in Hobe Sound, Florida. I believe it has around 300 members, which is very exclusive, including some of the biggest names in sports. I believe Dan Marino is a member there. And a lot of tour pros are members there because they do practice there. It is Tiger Woods' home course. So, being the sports guy that you are, Mr. Sam Wagman, would you please give us some thoughts on the match?
I really enjoyed it. It was actually the most watched golf event
Really?
in cable history.
Wow.
Yeah, surpassed one of the Masters first rounds. But really fun to watch. I love the charity aspect of it. They raised almost $20 million
Yeah,
for charity.
that
It's
is crazy.
Incredible.
Regardless of who won.
Coupled with last week's match, which raised almost 10. I mean, that's incredible what they did for the All-In Challenge and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Watching Tiger for the first time in 3 months, great to see, and he played really, really well.
The GOAT.
The GOAT, yeah.
The GOAT's back.
I definitely got the better of Phil this time. You agree?
I agree, yeah. Did he hit every fairway?
I think he did. I don't think he missed the fairway.
Very uncharacteristic of Tiger, for those who don't know. Old Tiger, not so much, but, the recovering from the back Tiger, he's been missing a lot of fairways, had some trouble with the driver. So, yeah, it was refreshing to see him hit all the fairways this week. Can we talk about maybe your favorite moment from the match? I think I have an idea.
Yeah, it's got to be when, Brady, got fresh off the heckling of Barkley and Brooks Koepka both in his ear, telling him he couldn't even get on the planet. Holes out for birdie on 7.
That's
Great shot. Splitting his pants in the process, too.
He did. He said, that's all I needed, too. He said, Chuck, that's all I needed. If
Yeah.
you take it, that's another GOAT, too. They had 2 GOATs on the same team. That's a mistake. Actually, no. Woods was not with Brady. I always think, because it would have been easier for me to root for Woods if Brady was with Woods. Because as I said before, I'm a pseudo-Pats fan, now a Bucks fan.
He's just a Brady fan.
I'm a Brady. I am a Brady fan. He's my favorite player in football. And Tiger Woods is my favorite player in golf. So if they're on the same team, it'd be perfect. But they had to split them up. I understand that. It'd be too much GOAT energy on one team. Regardless, Peyton Manning was Tiger's partner. How do you think he played?
I thought he played really well for
Thought so,
for
too.
a rookie, and an amateur who does not nearly play as much as these guys do. Probably, I think he was like a 7 handicap,
Yeah, 6.
something like that. But he played really well. Had some really clutch birdies and shots, and I really liked the way he played.
I did
Very
too.
consistent.
Alrighty. Well, enough sports talk. We're going to wrap it up here. We got about 4 minutes left. And I want to talk about something. One more thing with Mr. Sam over here. If we can get him back on. Something that's important to my friends. I know all my friends here are watching. Shout out to you guys for being loyal to Callaway's Corner. Something that is important to us is the Palm Beach Kennel Club. And it is a place where we can purge some of our poker fantasies. That's a bad word. We like to gamble. And so the Palm Beach Kennel Club, which is a card room, but also known as a racetrack for greyhounds. And
Until the end of this year.
Until the end of this year, because of the amendment that passed. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on the Kennel Club coming back?
Well, I myself am still, being a little bit cautious, banking off your earlier point, but I'm really excited that casinos have started to come back a little bit, although you still have to obey social distancing, no more than 6 to a table. They're taking some extra precautions as well. But
yeah, one of our friends went there yesterday and actually told us that if your table breaks up, you're not allowed to come back for another 6 hours.
yeah, that's pretty
ridiculous.
Insane. I'm not sure I can handle that. What if you're only playing for like 20 minutes and then you have to leave?
And you're down 100 and what are you gonna do?
It's almost like you feel so unsatisfied.
Unsatisfied. I agree. Word of the day, unsatisfied. But we're working on it. As the pandemic rages on, we are working towards satisfaction. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Callaway's Corner. Please continue to tune in, and thank you for your patronage. Goodbye.